Okay. Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and very good evening to all participants and also to our respected speaker. Okay, for this this evening session, we will have a talk on effective leadership by Brother Faisal Kamal Muhammad. So he is a senior administrative officer in the Office for Islamization, Center for Islamization, International Islamic University, Malaysia. Okay, he is a man of many qualification and expertise, and also one of his certification is he is also a practitioner for neuro linguistic programming and also many others. Okay, see, he is also a instructor, teacher or trainer for Islamic leadership for Koku subject in IUM Gombak. Okay, so without further ado, I would like to invite our speaker for this evening, Brother Faisal Kamal Muhammad, to start his session. Okay, the floor is yours. Thank you.
Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Can you hear me? Okay, boleh?
Salam.
Oh, okay,
Yes.
alright. Okay, thank you, Brother Zainul. Okay, Alhamdulillah. Okay, Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala ashrafil anbiya wal mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in, amma ba'd. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wa hlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Okay, Alhamdulillah, I think this is the first time we meet. Okay, Alhamdulillah, I can see how many of you are together. There are berapa ni semua ni? 82 meaning inclusive of myself. So it meaning to say is 81 of you. Okay, so this is your first day or second day or just start the program ke macam mana? Any feedback? Anyone?
First day.
First day. This is the first day meaning to say starting from morning.
Yes.
Okay, so okay lah tu kan. Okay, so don't worry je. Our session will be very santai-santai, relax. Okay, no stress. Don't worry, eh. Okay, well, so where are the others? Can I see your face? Okay, I just see here only few of you. 1, 2, 3. Akmal, I can see also Daniel. I can see Afiq, Shamsul. Okay, where are the others? Okay, kita risau ni tengah-tengah hari ni ramai boleh tidur ni. Okay, alright. Okay, so before we start, can we start by reciting Surah Al-Fatihah? Okay. Wait. Okay, so Alhamdulillah, today I am meeting with the leaders, okay, leaders for the societies, and inshallah for the future leaders of the country too, inshallah. Okay, right. Okay, Alhamdulillah, today inshallah my topic will be on the effective leadership, but I can share with you some of the, what we call it, the contemporary leadership, and also we can also see what kind of leadership practice in Islam, okay, as well as what has done by our Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Okay, so let me share first my screen. Okay, by the way, how's everybody? Okay ke hari ni?
Yeah, we're fine.
Tak dengar fine pun, come on, bagi energy sikit, some energy, come on. Okay, how are you doing, everybody?
Okay.
Wonderful.
Wow,
Alhamdulillah.
wonderful. Barulah, I takut dia ramai tidur tadi. So okay lah. So this is to prove that you are, okay, you are what we call it, very much energized, okay, to be here in the Medley, inshallah. Okay, so let me first share my screen. Okay, let's see. Okay, can you see my screen there?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, Alhamdulillah. So there is a good feedback from you all guys. Okay, Alhamdulillah. So let me first introduce myself. Okay, myself is nama. I selalu call myself as Coach Faisal. Okay, because I am doing coaching. Okay, so Alhamdulillah for the past few years I did some coaching. Okay, so basically let me just introduce myself first. Okay, I graduated from UIA. Okay, in the LLB. Okay, but not practicing right now because I am much interest have much interest in the university. Okay, so I love to develop people. Okay, especially in the leadership and also some of other soft skills. Okay, I am the certified NLP trainer, certified critical thinking trainer, certified communication consultant. This is something related to the subconscious mind. Okay, this is the subconscious communication. Certified professional trainer and learning facilitator. I'm also a certified clinical hypnotherapist. Okay, I do some hypnosis and also hypnotherapy for people. Okay, I am also a certified NLP coach, certified lab profile. Lab profile here is the referred to the language and behavior. So basically based on the language of a person, we can detect the behavior behind that language, and also we can predict some of the action by that person after that. Okay. So basically, there is some of the certification that I got from the international academy and also institution. Okay, so what's next? Okay, effective leadership. Inshallah, this is my topic for today. Inshallah. Okay. Okay. Before we start, normally I will ask someone to read the doa first. Okay, so appear here in my screen. The first person is Brother Afiq. Afiq Faiz. Okay, can you see this slide? Can you read the doa, inshallah?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes, yes, yes.
eh?
Boleh dengar? Boleh
Okay, boleh,
dengar?
boleh, boleh.
Al-Fatihah. قال ربكم ادعوني أستجب لكم أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اللهم افتح علينا حكمتك وانشر علينا من خزائن رحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. Wahai Tuhan kami, berkatilah ke atas kami hikmahmu dan bentangkanlah ke atas kami gedung rahmatmu. Wahai Tuhan yang Maha Pengasih. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin.
Okay, Alhamdulillah. Okay, Alhamdulillah. Thank you, Brother Afiq. Okay, so let us begin our session, inshallah. Okay, before we start, normally in anything that you do, okay, just be in the right intention. Meaning to say, your intention for being here right now, what is your intention? Okay, so it must be the right intention, meaning to say, as said by Rasulullah SAW, innamal a'mal bin niyat. So based on that niyat or the intention, okay, so inshallah, Allah will guide us toward something that we want to achieve, inshallah. Okay. All right. So the right intention here, inshallah, our intention be with the effective leadership and also with the program, and inshallah to be guided by Allah Subhanahu wa Taala, inshallah. Yeah. All right. Okay. Oh, I have a video for you. Okay. Loading lah pula. Macam mana buat? Wait, highlight. Again. Okay. Suara dengar tak? Suara.
Tak.
Tak dengar, Ustaz.
Tak dengar
Dengar.
So, kat mana? I share dah tadi rasanya dekat suara ni. Macam check. Saya dah buka kat sini. So, suara dekat presenting kan?
Saya rasa maybe stop share dulu. Lepas tu bila dia share balik tu check dah tick ke box tu kot yang
Tadi
share
dah
out.
tick dah tadi. Tu yang,
Oh.
okay. Dah betul, I stop sharing first ya. Dah confused. Nak keluar balik tu kat mana dah ni? Stop sharing. Okay, cuba sekali lagi. Okay, sekali lagi ya. Okay, dengar tak? Okay, so okay ya, tadi the sound is okay, the pictures is okay, the video is okay, betul?
Yes.
Okay, alright. Jap. Okay, my question to you all guys. Okay, you saw or what you watch the video just now, and there must be some perception on your part. So my question is, what is your perception? Cuba jawab. So based on that video, apa persepsi you? Anyone?
Kalau tak boleh buat situasi tu lagi elok, jangan buat lagi teruk.
Oh.
Macam tu.
Kalau okay, there is the what we call that, the perception yang I tak pernah dengar before. So this is the first from you guys. Okay, right? Okay, what else? Apa lagi yang dapat daripada video tu?
I think truck driver tu dia salah faham, dia ingat dia trying to help, nak tolong push the car.
Oh, okay. Alright, so maybe to say, okay.
Intention dia nak tolong tapi tak.
Oh, okay. So, okay, good. Alhamdulillah. Okay, so maknanya dia macam salah faham lah. Miscommunication, betul? Okay, alright. Siapa lagi nak try? Okay, cuba je.
My idea is macam if you tak boleh seorang, you should do together with the team.
Okay, alright. So together lah ni. Okay, kalau mana buat seorang tak boleh tolak kan kereta tu kan. So bila together tu, okay, alhamdulillah. Okay, good. Okay, siapa lagi nak bagi apa persepsi dia? Okay, so tak ada siapa yang salah tau. Tak ada siapa yang rasa down ke pasal video tadi. Okay, you can say as much as you want to say. Okay, apa lagi? Last one, maybe last one. Siapa nak try? Leader kena berani tau. As a leader, you need to, okay.
Maybe for us to achieve the right objective or mission that we want, we have to communicate first so that terlari daripada sasaran yang sepatutnya.
Okay, mana tadi dia tak ada communication apa tadi kan?
Dia tak tanya pun, dia datang.
Dia tak tanya dah. dia terus buat satu andaian, that person is pushing the car. Okay, so dia tengah energy dia tengah kuat kan. So dia tolong kat situ. Okay, good. Okay. Alright, so thank you for the feedback. Okay, so basically when you have that kind of perception based on the video just now, okay, so my next question is, what would be your perception to this seminar ataupun this program ataupun this effective leadership ni, okay, what would be your perception? I nak dengar je. Okay, you sekarang ni you are now in the what we call it, the program, and this afternoon talk is about effective leadership. So what would be your perception? Apa ni Coach Faizal nak cakap apa ni? Apa agak-agak? You nak achieve ke something?
I believe that from this program we'll be able to lead IIUM towards a better future for its staff and students.
Okay, good. Siapa lagi? Who else? Okay, cuba. I basically, if in my my class kan, I akan tanya setiap seorang tu. Okay, because as a leader, I want you to speak up. Okay, to be a brave person, to have guts to speak. Okay, so siapa lagi?
For me, this program will help us to become more better leadership skill, and it will be useful for our daily life.
Okay, good. Alhamdulillah. So meaning to say, this is something that you can learn from this leadership. Okay, so then it can be applied in your societies ke apa tu, daily life you. Okay, betul Okay, last one. Siapa nak cerita? Okay, I suka dengar cerita ni. Okay, at least petang ni kita tak tidur. Takut ada yang mengantuk pun semua kan. Okay, siapa lagi? Just share.
Me.
Okay.
Okay, for me, my perception for this program, firstly, for this program is can be a guideline for all the MAC leaders, which is all the leaders on in all the societies, because maybe some of us actually never been a leader for a big society before. Because like for me, I'm President Malak, society besar lah, lebih kurang 300 orang. So for me, dia agak new sebenarnya, my new norm. Dia tak sama macam kita dekat sekolah dulu lah. So this will be provide us mentally prepared, physically prepared for anything lah.
Yes. Thank you. Okay, betul sangat-sangat So apa saja yang you all dah share tadi is basically is right. Okay. Alright. Okay. Before we start betul-betul okay. Normally, because I am a NLP practitioner, so normally what we do is we manage our state first. Okay. State here doesn't mean that it's a state like Pahang, Terengganu, Selangor. No. The state here refers to our emotion. Okay, or our in Malay we can call it as keadaan diri kita. Okay, so sometimes when you are doing something, sometimes you rasa macam letih, you sedih, you tiba-tiba excited, you tiba-tiba you rasa enjoy, you rasa energized. Itu semua adalah dipanggil sebagai state. Okay, so meaning to say, anything that you do as a leader, okay, your state is very important because it can influence to the to your team. For example lah, kalau katakan hari ni moyok je, okay, team pun tengok you moyok, dia pun sendiri akan jadi moyok je. Tapi when you are something that you are showing your state, you are happy, energized, you are focused, then automatically, okay, you can portray that to your team and your team will follow you. Okay, this is what we call the state management. Okay, for this one, I just pick 3 states that you can use in your daily life. The first one is always to be a happy person. Okay, just be happy in your life. Okay, don't worry about the problem and so on. Okay, that one is only something that Allah tests you. Okay, so always be happy in your life. Inshallah, you will be able to be a good leader. Okay, you will be loved by your team members. Inshallah. Okay, second, always be calm and relaxed. Okay, just calm and relax in any situation. Okay, you can, when you are calm and relaxed, basically you are focusing on the subconscious mind too. You can access the power in your subconscious mind. Okay, so the last one always be energized. Okay, energized. Okay, as a leader, you need to be a person who have full of energy because you want to lead your organization or your society and so on. Okay, all right. So those are the three proposed states from me. Okay, you can use that. Okay. All right. So relax and have fun. Okay. So inshallah we start our leadership training ataupun effective leadership talk inshallah. Okay. So what are there for you today? Okay. Okay. Before that, I have a video. Boleh nampak? Boleh dengar?
Boleh lah, boleh.
Okay, good. Alright. So enjoy first. Enjoy this video first. Okay, alright. So as mentioned or as you watched the video just now, you can see some of the qualities of a leader and also the team members. Okay, so nanti kita akan tengok. Okay, dia so video ni kita enjoy je. Macam mana when you are in a team, you have the leader, you have the team members working together, and you can achieve certain goals in your organization or something that you want to accomplish, the mission that you want to have in your organization. Okay. Yes. Okay. So that's something that I want to share to you. Okay. This afternoon. The first one is the definition of leadership, the elements of leadership, the leadership styles, the characteristic of a good leader, and how to improve your leadership skills. Okay. All right. So there are 5 things that I want to share this afternoon. Okay. Okay, before we go further, okay, is there any leadership in Islam? Is there someone that can maybe you have something in your mind? Okay, what are the leadership in Islam or any what correct examples of leadership in Islam? Anyone? Anyone to share? Pardon? Tak dengar. Sebut je.
Nabi Muhammad.
Nabi Muhammad. Okay, Nabi Muhammad. Okay, Nabi Muhammad is our prophet and also our leader. Okay, apa? Maybe you can relate some of the stories of the leadership of our prophet.
Saya ingat satu hadis ni, tak ingat yang spesifiknya, tapi macam hadis tu cerita antara kamu manusia yang terbaik adalah manusia yang paling bermanfaat untuk orang lain. So I think that's also quality, main quality in leadership in Islam. Orang bermanfaat, paling bermanfaat.
Right. Good. Okay. Siapa lagi? Say something. Banyak ni kisah-kisah leadership Rasulullah ni. Mana lagi?
For me, tu Rafi yang cakap.
Okay. Good.
Islam, is fully covered in all aspects. Sebab ada hadis cakap kullukum ra'in wa kullukum mas'ulin ala ra'yati. Means setiap orang adalah pemimpin tapi dalam konteks masing-masing. Contohnya satu keluarga pemimpinnya adalah bapa. Macam tu lebih kurang.
Okay, alright. So kullukum ra'in wa kullukum mas'ulun an ra'iyati. Okay, good. Okay, bagus tu. Okay, lain. Okay, kita nak dengar ni kalau ada satu cerita ke, you have the stories of our prophet, how he did His leadership.
Saya ada ingat satu cerita.
Pardon?
Selepas
Tak dengar sangat. Okey, kuat sikit.
Saya ada ingat satu cerita masa selepas Masjidil Haram selepas Mekah dilanda banjir besar, kan masa tu Batu Hajar Aswad dihanyut, and beberapa ketua kabilah ada bergaduh sebab nak tentukan siapa yang nak angkat Batu Hajar Aswad tu untuk letak balik ke Kaabah. Namun selepas tu Nabi Muhammad datang, and Nabi Muhammad bagi serbannya setiap penjuru untuk setiap ketua kabilah dan letak Batu Hajar Aswad tu dekat tengah serban tu. Dan kat situ kita boleh nampak yang Nabi Muhammad seorang yang adil, yang dia boleh berfikiran matang dalam menyelesaikan satu masalah dan menyelesaikan konflik antara kabilah-kabilah tersebut.
Okay, good. That is masa banjir tu kan. Okay, so betul. Okay, so that moment Rasulullah yang angkat Hajarul Aswad tu kan, tapi di atas kain dan dia masukkan dalam tempat dia. Okay, good. So siapa lagi nak share? Banyak ni cerita Rasulullah ni. So kita daripada situ kita belajar the leadership dalam Islam ni. So siapa lagi?
Saya cuba.
Ya.
Seingat saya masa hijrah ke Madinah. Masa
hijrah
tu
ke Madinah, okey.
Kan nak dirikan satu macam kind of negara Islam pertama kan. Tapi Nabi Muhammad tak mulakan dengan membuat perubahan secara drastik, tapi baginda buat dengan cara menghantar beberapa orang utusan dahulu ke Madinah untuk mula mengajak orang masuk Islam. So once Islam dah mula ramai, barulah Rasulullah sendiri hijrah ke Madinah dan membina negara. So strategic planning lah.
Wow, that's good. Betul, bagus tu. It's a strategic planning Wow. Ini antara benda yang bagus untuk kita tengok dari segi strategic planning yang Rasulullah buat good. Okay, share another sharing pasal apa kisah-kisah Rasulullah dan leadership Rasulullah.
May I?
Yes. Teruskan dia.
For me, waktu peperangan Khandaq, waktu itu Nabi Muhammad panggil semua orang untuk membincangkan strategi dan membuka kepada semua orang untuk memberikan pendapat, dan akhirnya pendapat yang diterima adalah pendapat untuk menggali
Khandaq.
Menggali parit. So kat situ kita boleh pelajari as a leadership ni kita kena ada teamwork, and then kena dengar setiap orang punya pendapat.
Okay, good. Itu juga adalah salah satu daripada karakteristik of a good leader kan. Okay, good. Okay, so thank you for the feedback. Okay, kita tengok sekarang ni. Okay, before that, ada tak ayat Quran ke hadis ke yang menyebut tentang leadership ni? Siapa tahu? Siapa boleh bagi? Ingat-ingat ke ayat Quran mana-mana?
Saya ada ingat satu.
Okay.
Surah Al-Qasas ayat 23. Kisah Nabi Musa. Bercerita tentang sifat seorang pemimpin yang perlu qawi, itu kuat, dan juga al-amin, itu amanah.
Al-Qawiyul Amin kan? Okay, good. Okay, so yang lain lagi? Yang selalu kita dengar ni. Ayat ni selalu kita dengar. Yes, okay, silakan.
So basically for me, leader ni, aside from teamwork, the technique actually, because as we all know, Prophet Muhammad's punya techniques in his leadership played a significant role in achieving his goal to deliver the message of Islam, untuk sampaikan dakwah. So he had all the necessary leadership attributes for success in every aspect of life. So I guess the main technique lah yang penting untuk the leadership.
Okay, good. Thank you for the sharing. Alhamdulillah. Okay. Siapa lagi nak try? I nak dengar ni ada satu. Ya, teruskan.
Okay, kita kadang-kadang cuba untuk menjadi yang terbaik, tapi sedangkan kita perlu rasa diri kita ni terbaik. Jadi maksudnya kat sini, try be yourself, menjadi diri sendiri. Kita tengok Nabi Muhammad SAW, dia bersifat introvert, kurang bercakap dan lebih banyak mendengar. Sedangkan kebanyakan pemimpin mereka bersifat extrovert. Lebih banyak bercakap tapi kurang mendengar. Oleh itu, apa yang kita boleh dapat kat sini, siapa pun kamu hebat ke, kamu tak hebat ke, kamu extrovert ke, introvert ke, try be yourself. Jika kamu dah dilantik sebagai pemimpin, buat je apa saja untuk jadi pemimpin. Tak perlu untuk tiru orang. Nabi Muhammad ketika beliau menjadi Nabi dan menjadi Rasul, menjadi pemimpin, dia pakai pakaian biasa-biasa je, tak pakai megah-megah. Jadi menunjukkan kat situ betapa Nabi jadi diri sendiri tapi jadi seorang pemimpin. So kita kena contohilah apa yang Nabi buat. So tak perlu macam nak expose diri sendiri, just buat tanggungjawab you and selesaikan amanah you.
Okay, alright. Thank you. So maknanya Rasulullah bersifat moderate kan? Okay,
yes.
Alright. Okay, good. Thank you. Okay, so kita tengok apa ayat Quran yang disebut. Okay, ini antaranya lah. Ini yang selalulah kita dengar kan. Okay, a'udzubillahi minasyaitonirrajim. Wa iz qala rabbuka lil malaikati inni ja'ilun fil ardi khalifah. Perkataan khalifah tu. Okay, itu merujuk kepada kita sebagai as a leader. Okay, so this is leadership tau. Okay, so we are basically a khalifah. Okay, so we are the leader. Okay, yang what we call that, appointed by Allah SWT. Okay, alright. So this is the first ayat on the leadership. Okay, the second ayat that I can refer here is Alladzina immakannahum fil ardi aqamus salah wa atawuz zakah wa amaru bil ma'rufi wa nahaw 'anil munkar walillahi akibatul umur. Okay, so this is also something related to leadership. Okay, they are those who, if we establish them in the land, establish regular prayer and give regular charity, enjoin the right and forbid wrong, with Allah rest the end and the decision of all affairs. Okay, this is some of the ayah that I can recall, and even one of the ayah in the Al-Quran I didn't put here is that we need to make Rasulullah as our example. There is laqad kana lakum fi rasulillahi uswatun hasanah. Okay, so that is the ayah that we need to put to see the leadership of Rasulullah SAW and to be to practice this in our daily life. Okay, right. So we have here also. I have here also the hadith that has been said recorded just now by our colleague. Okay, something that related to kullukum ra'in wa kullukum mas'ulun an ra'iyati. Okay, this is something that has been said by Rasulullah SAW, that every of us is a leader. Okay, and we are what we call that mas'ulun, dipertanggungjawabkan an ra'iyati. Okay, di atas apa yang kita dipertanggungjawabkan. Okay, this is the hadith of our Prophet SAW. So meaning to say, the leadership, okay, is there also in Islam. Okay, right. Okay, this is the prophetic leadership. Okay, he was considered the God's final prophet of Islam. This is our prophet, Rasulullah SAW. Okay, people believe that Muhammad was sent to correct the alteration that followers of previous religions had introduced into God's original teachings. Muhammad's mission included all humanity. Okay, wama arsalnaka illa rahmatan lil alamin. Okay, it's not limited to a specific region, group, or community or race. Okay, his life served as a model and example of all men and women. Okay, Muhammad saying and as are presented in the hadith. Okay, so meaning to say, when we are looking into the Islamic leadership, we need to have examples from the prophets. Okay, we have our prophet, we have the Sahaba. Okay, we have after the prophet, we have the Khulafa al-Rashidin. Okay, so those are the examples that we can employ or we can take into practice as a leader. Okay, so the next that I want to see here, there's the stories here has been done just now. Okay, you have several stories, and even here I want to recall some of the stories. Maybe if you can still recall our prophet before he became a prophet. Okay, what did he do basically? Okay, his occupation or something that he did before. Can someone recall that?
Dia peniaga.
Okay, peniaga. So what else selain peniaga?
Gembala kambing.
Yes. So how does that membentuk syakhsiah Rasulullah sebagai seorang leader? Cuba check dekat situ. Okay, kita tengok as kalau pengembala shepherd betul?
Ya, betul saya. Shepherd.
Okay, just kita imagine, okay, ada kambing, okay, and then ada Rasulullah menjaga, okay. So how the thinking, that the process, kita nak tengok the process of becoming a leader, okay, because the leader, okay, before we go for that, okay, my question, adakah leader is born or a made leader?
Born is made. Leader is made.
Leader is made. Okay, not leader is born
Yes.
Leader is born ke leader is made?
Is made, yeah.
Leader is made.
It is made, Okay, alright. Okay, leader is made. Okay, alright. So whatever it is, okay, the conclusion on my part lah. Okay, since we are the wise children of Allah, so the first, basically, we are born leaders. Every age of us is a born leader. Okay, only after that we enhance our leadership skills. So this is how the leaders is made. Okay, alright. Okay, thank you for the feedback. Okay, so now the definition of a leader. Okay, cuba tengok ni What is leadership?
Welcome back to MakeMyAssignments.com. The topic for today's lecture is, what is leadership? Leadership is a process of influencing the behavior of people at work towards the achievement of specified goal. There are several definitions of the term leadership, such as leadership is the activity of influencing people to strive willingly for group objectives. Leadership is the initiation of acts which result in a consistent pattern of group interaction directed towards the solution of a mutual problem. Leadership is the ability to secure desirable actions from a group of followers voluntarily, without the use of coercion. Leadership is a process of influence on a group in a particular situation at a given point of time, and in a specific set of circumstances that stimulates people to strive willingly to attain organizational objectives and satisfaction with the type of leadership provided. There are also a number of purposes or features of leadership. Leadership allows the improvement in job satisfaction and morale of the employees in an organization. It helps in improving the decision-making ability of subordinates. It develops positive attitude and reduces labor turnover and labor absenteeism. It helps in the multiplication of the abilities of the employees. It helps in the overall improvement of the performance of the organization. There are also different types or styles of leaderships such as autocratic, democratic, transformational, transactional, and laissez-faire. In the following videos, we will discuss each of these leadership styles in detail. Thank you for watching MakeMyAssignments.com. Welcome back to Make My Assignments.
Okay, so basically the definition of leadership. Okay, leadership is the ability to influence. Okay, nampak tak ada word, the keyword itu, the influence individuals or group toward achievement of a goal. Okay, so the ability to influence others is a combination of interpersonal communication, conflict management, problem solving, etc. Okay, there are, when we are talking about leadership, the first that we need to see is the leader. Okay, the leader is a group of people. Okay, we have a group of people, and in that group of people we have one leader. Okay, can we have 2 leaders or 3 leaders in one organization? Boleh ke tak boleh?
No.
Apa sebab? What would be the reason?
Akan divide the organization.
Divide the organization. Okay, what else?
May cause confusion.
Dia kata putus.
Confusion,
Susah lah
yes,
dia kata
confusion.
putus.
Okay, what else? What else? Okay, apa lagi?
Susah
Apa
nak
lagi
dia kata
akan jadi?
putus.
Pardon?
Kalau diorang tak
Susah
boleh
nak
nak
dia kata putus.
Okay, good. Okay.
kalau
Okay.
diorang tak boleh nak cooperate, maybe
Hmm.
they will fight within each other.
Oh, the fight, eh? That's why if you can notice in our daily prayer kan, kita solat jemaah kan. Okay, the imam is our leader tau. Okay, can we have a separate solat jemaah? Okay, dalam satu waktu tu we have 3, 4. Tak ada kan? So we only have one imam, okay, to be with us, and the others are the makmum. Okay, so dekat situ kita faham. Okay, you can have the conflict, boleh bergaduh. Okay, so there is the dangers of having more than one leader. That's why in leadership, okay, we need to understand that there will be a group of people, and one of them will be a leader, and the rest would be what we call the followers or the team members. Okay, so the leader, what he needs to do is, okay, the first one is to influence the group or the team towards a goal. Okay, goal ataupun goals, meaning to say, when you have one organization, for example, now you have the society, you are the leader for the societies. Okay, so you must have your team members. You must have what we call that the goals that you want to achieve in every society. Okay, so you need to have the goals. What would be your goals towards you want to achieve, okay, for your society? So that goals, okay, you need to influence your group. You need to motivate your group. You need to communicate to your group your goals. Okay, so those are the things that is very important. That's are very important when we are talking about leadership. There must be an element of leader. There must be an element of teamwork. There must be an element of goal setting. Okay, strategic planning. There must be the element of influencing, the element of motivating. Okay, the element of communication. Okay, communicating to your group members, because once you have the goal, you need to communicate. So your members, your team need to understand what are the goals that you have set for them. Okay, so those are the things that you need to understand when we are talking about leadership. So those are the elements of leadership. Okay. Okay, the elements tadi, as said just now, there must be leader, followers, goals, communication, influence, creative and critical thinking, motivation. So ini kena ada when you are doing leadership. Okay, so that's why when we know about these elements, then we can cascade them into the several topics. For example, goals. How to achieve the goals, how to create a goal. Okay, so itu semua akan ada in separate training biasa dia akan buat. Okay, so for the communication, how to be a good communicator, how to communicate effectively. Okay, so influence, how to influence, what kind of motivation that we need to motivate them, because you need to understand when you have goal or goals, not each of them is achievable. Okay, sometimes in the process of achieving the goals that you have set for your followers or your team, okay, there is something there's something happen, okay, in between. Okay, so you need to motivate your team members, okay, to still achieving the goals. Okay, so that is the elements in the leadership. Okay, so the first one, for example, this one is a goal setting, for example. Okay, for the goal setting, okay, maybe some of you knows about this technique. Okay, we need to have the SMART methods. Okay, that is what we call the specific. So whatever goals that you want to have to achieve in your societies, you need to make it specific. Okay, for example, you want to Give me one example. So you are from the societies. Okay, cuba bagi satu contoh goals that you want to achieve.
Kalau untuk orators, kami nak try achieve semua, at the end of the day, semua member boleh speak well, can influence well.
Okay, so we need to see the first one is all members can speak well.
Yeah.
Okay. Kalau this is the goal, this is very general tau, but it's still not specific. So that's why so tengok how to make it specific. Anyone?
Okay, as the president of the CMC, my goal towards so the time bound is towards the end of the foundation year. I target that all members of the CMC will be able to at least grasp the basics of the Adobe Creative Cloud software.
Of what software?
Software
Adobe.
such as Adobe Photoshop, Adobe Illustrator.
Okay, good. Okay, so that is more specific because you are talking about Adobe software. Okay, for example, just now all members can speak well. Can speak what? What language? English, Arabic, Malay, Japanese. So still tak tahu tau. Okay, so if you can say that, for example, the first one before I go to the second one, all members can speak English very well. Okay, very well is still not specific basically. Okay, so for example, when you are studying, okay, for example in English, you have level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, up to level 6 of English, right? Okay, maybe you can say that all members can speak English at least at level 4 or band 4 of IUM requirement whatever lah kan. Okay, so meaning to say the smart method, the first one is specific. You kena specifickan the goal that you want to achieve for you and also for the organization. Okay, alright. For just now the second is about the Adobe. Okay, after certain period of time tadi bila sebelum graduate ke apa tadi?
By the time that the CMC members graduate from the CFC.
Okay. So they have dia nak achieve macam mana tu skills untuk Adobe. Okay, for example, the skills would be how many skills? Mungkin beginner, intermediate, advanced. So what kind of level you want to achieve?
Between beginner and advanced, where they're already aware of how to use the tools for basic usage, but not to the point where they could use it professionally, because I believe that will be not achievable between in 1 year time.
Yes, true. Okay, good. Thank you. So it's more specific. Now you can see it's more specific, right? Okay, thank you for the feedback. Okay, that is the first one. So the second one is measurable. Something that you need to see there. You need to have some measurement. Okay, for example, just now I do say that is it a beginning or for a beginner? Is it an intermediate or is it an advanced? Okay, that is the measurement made by someone, okay, for specific skills, for example. Okay, so when you say that it must be measured, for example, it need to be advanced skills. So then we can measure, advanced, okay, right? Okay, that is something that we can measure. Kalau kata senang lah, for example, in the real world, for example, you want to be a millionaire, for example, okay, measurable for how much for every month, how much you want to achieve. Okay, maybe the measure there is RM 100,000, for example. Okay, so 100,000 RM is a measured is a measurement for the for you to be a millionaire within 1 year katakan. Okay, so you need to have at least 1,000 RM as an income per month. Okay, for you to be a millionaire. So this is something that you can measure. Okay, the third one is achievable. That's something that you want to do is achievable. Okay, meaning to say, for example, you how many years do you have there for the CFS, sorry. How many years you have your time to be at CFS?
About 1 year.
1 year. Meaning to say, in 1 year, is it achievable for you, okay, for the members to be an advanced learner, to master the advanced skill of Adobe Photoshop, for example? Can it be achieved?
Yes.
Okay, and then if yes, and it's achievable. Okay, for achievable, sometimes we do some comparison. Okay, we make comparison. Okay, for example, okay, you have 1 year. Okay, 1 year. So in 1 year, okay, whether it can be achieved or not, then we have a comparison. Maybe you have another organization, or you have another societies there. Okay, or you have the previous record for other societies. It can be achieved within 1 year, then there is can be achievable. So there is the third one. Okay, all right. The fourth one, basically sometimes it called the realistic, or sometimes it called the reason. Okay, for example, if you want to achieve the goal, what are the values, or what would be the something that you, when you achieve that, what would be the reason that you want to achieve that kind of goal? Okay, because this is something behind, or what we call that in NLP, the value set in your mind for you to achieve that goal. For example, I want to be a millionaire. So what will the reason to be a millionaire? Oh, because I want to help people. I want to donate some of my income to the for charity, for example. So that would be the reason. Okay. So some say that the art is for the reason, and some say that is for the realistic, something that is real. Okay. Something that is real. Okay. And the last one is what we call the time bound. You need to have the time. Okay, for example, just now for the Adobe, okay, we have at least before the end of or before we graduate from CFS, okay, we have achieved the target that every members has achieved advanced skill, okay, for Adobe Photoshop. Okay, so that would be the time bound, or you can see the time bound by by May 2022, for example. That is a time bound. Okay, so when we have the time bound, basically our mind will be bound by the process. Okay, we want to achieve that. Okay, so for setting a goal, as mentioned just now, you can use the SMART techniques in anything, not only in your societies, but you can use it also in your daily life. Okay, this is what we call the setting a goal using the SMART methods. Okay, you can use this one. Okay, thank you for the feedback. Okay, so next apa yang ada? Okay, this is action plan. Okay, tapi action plan ni senang je. Okay, I just go through. I tak pasang video ni. Okay, basically action plan, when you have the goal, you break it into few plans. You can have the long term, you can have the short term. For example, just now, I have there two just now. The example for having the goals. The first is about all members can speak well. Okay, the second is about the Adobe Photoshop. Okay, all right. So the long term is to have that person speak well in English. The second is every members can be at least an advanced learners, okay, for the Adobe Photoshop. Okay, so this is the long term. Okay, for the action plan, you need to what you need to do is you need to break it into maybe for first quarter of the year, what would be your program? Okay, for the second quarter, what would be your program? For the third quarter, what would be your program? Okay, this is what we call the we break the long-term goal into action plan based on the short-term and also the long-term planning. Okay, so this is what we call the creating the action plan. Okay, we are approaching.
Your problem is to bridge the gap between where you are now and the goals you intend to reach. Your problem is.
Okay, sorry. The great. Okay. Okay, for the creative thinking. Okay, this is the creative thinking. Okay. Okay, every one of you need to have a pen and also and also a piece of paper. Ada ke? Ana buat aktiviti sekejap.
Yes.
Ada eh? Semua ada eh? Semua ada eh? Okay,
Ada.
kalau kat sini I have 115 participants. Okay, so every of you need to have one pen and also a piece of paper. Okay, so what you need to do is, can you see the drawing?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, what you need to do is to complete that drawing. But you cannot make it a bird. Itu saja. Okay, that kind of drawing you need to complete. Ikut you punya creativity, but not a bird. Itu saja. Okay, I'm giving you 1 minute for the activity. I stop sharing sekejap. Okay, I nak tengok hasil dia. Tunjuk mana hasil dia. Tak ada burung, tak ada eh. Burung tak ada. Okay. Nampak tak? Haris, apa tu? Okay, dia macam apa tu Haris? Nampak kecil, tapi saya nampak. Tapi saya tak tahu.
Whistle.
Oh, from that you make a whistle. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. That's great. Okay, thank you. Okay, siapa lagi? Husna, mana Husna? Dah siap ke Husna? Husna Nizam. Oi, apa tu? Gambar orang. Okay.
I rotate it.
Oh, you rotate it. Okay,
And I rotate it like that.
good. Whatever it is, it's your creativity, okay? Right, siapa lagi? Siapa sini? Lokman Hadi. Mana Lokman Hadi? Wah, ada gambar orang. Okay, dah jadi gambar orang. Okay, sini siapa? Akmal jadi apa Akmal? Oh, tak nampak tak? Oh, okay, nombor 3.
It's like W.
Oh, it's not W. Okay, siapa lagi ni? Syamsul Haris.
Kereta.
Oh, jadi kereta. Oh. Okay, good. Okay, Afiq apa tu Afiq?
Ikan, fish.
Oh, terus jadi ikan. Okay, good. Siti Asma. Jadi apa? Apa tu? Roket.
Roket.
Oh, okay. Alright, good. Syamsul Haris.
Roket.
Nampak tadi roket. Okay. Thank you Siti Asma. Okay, Syamsul Haris.
Yes, sir.
Mana? Tadi nak tunjuk tadi kan?
Kereta tadi.
Oh, kereta tadi. Okay. Okay, thank you. Okay, kita tengok lagi ni. Ada lagi tak dekat sini? Siapa lagi? Okay. Dekat sini. Oh, semua sini tak keluar gambar ni.
Kena tutup background tu Hanan.
Mana Hanan? Mana Hanan? Okay, mana? Okay, Hanan Badaria. Okay. Tak nampak?
Ada tu.
Apa tu?
Apa tu Hanan?
Sebut tu.
Itu macam apa ni?
It's
Waste
basically-
punya. Bukan waste eh.
Saya buat dia jadi macam bukit so that
Okay.
ada orang yang dari bawah, ada orang yang panjat atas.
Oh. Wah. Ini memang lama sangat lockdown ni.
Macam tu. Ya Allah.
Tak, gua je. Lama tak keluar kan. So bagus
rindu nak pancap bukit lah.
Rindu. Okay, saya sendiri pun dah boleh keluar pun tak keluar.
Aduh.
Okay, good. Thank you. Okay, alright. So I guess the rest you have your own drawing apa semua kan. Tapi that is how you tengok tadi kan, everybody the drawing yang I gave you just now is the same drawing tau. Tapi when it comes to you, dia jadi lain. Ada jadi gambar bukit, orang kat atas bukit, ada orang kat bawah bukit. Ada jadi kereta, ada jadi roket, ada jadi orang. Okay, whatever it is, that is your creativity. Okay, right. Okay, I share balik the screen. Okay, so next. Okay, this is something that you can do also to be seorang yang kreatif. Okay, you can have what we call, this is what we call the 6 thinking hats now. Okay, dia ada 6. Maknanya you just imagine you are wearing a white hat, red, blue, green, yellow, and black hat. But each of the hat represents something else. For example, the first one, fats. The white represent the fats. For example, you are now thinking of something that you want to do. Okay, maybe you want to know the what would be the pros, okay, or the positive of something that you want to do. Okay, you just imagine you are wearing a yellow hat, and you start thinking of the positive impact or something that is positive for the outcome that you want to have. Okay, so you can have the yellow hat, and suddenly you want to know what would be the negative impacts. Okay, just imagine you are wearing the black hat, and you start thinking of the negative impacts. Okay, and those are the things that you can do. Okay, you want to be creative. Okay, just wear the green hat. Okay, and you start doing something creatively. Okay, so you want to see the feeling, for example, use the red hat. Okay, or you want to have a control or something. Okay, what to do next. Okay, you can have the blue hat. So this is something that relates to the 6 thinking hat. You can have further info in the YouTube or in the website or in the Google. You can ask Uncle Google about that. Okay, so you can manipulate lah. Okay, this thinking hat. But normally in my training, I will be using this also as one of the creativity methods for the students. Okay, next is what we call the scamper. Scamper is basically, it's not the word. It is an abbreviation or something that relates to the S represent to something, C represent something else, and so on. Okay, now I have a video, I think. Okay, just see how you can manipulate or you can use scamper to be creative in your decision and so on. Okay.
Hello Daydreamers, I'm Michael with Bizarre Design Lab, and today I'm using one of my favorite foods in existence to show you how ideas are generated using the scamper technique. Let's do it. Oh, hi Tinker.
Hello Michael. It looks like you have a new assignment to review.
I guess so. It's from the Small Town Peanut Butter Company. Dear Michael, we would like for you to help us discover an innovative and unusual new way to promote our peanut butter product. It's nuts. Do you accept this assignment? Small Town Peanut Butter Company. Assignment accepted. Hey Tinker.
Yes, how can I help?
This assignment will require us to peer outside of our conventional understanding of our client's product and imagine something new. Do we have a concept generation tool for this?
As a matter of fact, we do. The scamper technique is exactly the tool you're looking for.
Tinker, as always, you've been most helpful. Scamper is an acronym with 7 letters. Each letter gives us a unique technique that will help us imagine our product from innovative and sometimes downright ridiculous perspectives. The first letter in Scamper is S, which stands for substitute. Look at the components that make up your product. Replace or substitute one part for something else. In our example, we're going to consider replacing peanuts, the main ingredient in our product, with almonds instead. The second letter, C, stands for combine. Is there anything we can combine with our product to make it more attractive or efficient to the end user? Peanut butter and jelly have a long-standing reputation as one of the greatest food mashups. Place in between two slices of bread and a satisfyingly sweet sandwich awaits you. The third letter, A, is for adapt. This is probably the trickiest technique of the 7. Is there a way we can adapt our product to external stimuli or to an industry demand? How about a healthier, low-fat option? Anybody feeling like powdered peanut butter? Suit yourself. Next letter is M for modify. Let's increase the size of the container for large families. Or maybe we can minimize the container to accommodate those who want peanut butter on the go. Next we come to the letter P for put to another use. In what ways can we use peanut butter differently than it was intended? We can bake cookies with it, combine it with a pine cone to make a hanging bird feeder. Did you know that you could shave with peanut butter? I'm really liking some of the ideas I'm getting with that concept. Next up is the letter E for eliminate. Is there elements that we could eliminate to increase efficiency or reduce waste? I could eliminate the traditional method of spreading peanut butter on bread and just eat it directly with a fork. Maybe I could eliminate the product itself and use the jar for storing nuts and bolts. Okay, we've come to the last letter R for reverse. This is where we flip the direction of the product or process in hopes of seeing it from a different perspective. What if instead of spreading the peanut butter on bread, we toasted the bread and dipped it in the jar? Or what if we changed the threads on the lid so it screws on clockwise instead? Imagine your child's surprise when they can't seem to open the peanut butter jar. Well, Billy, your mom did tell you to ask first. Now that we have a handful of ideas here, we can select the one that's most relevant to our assignment and begin laying out concept sketches for our ad, revising these until we're satisfied with the placement of the elements and rendering our chosen concept in our vector drawing program of choice. I chose to go with the idea of using peanut butter to shave with, so I could give our client the unusual, innovative advertisement that they were looking for. This included a fun, retro-style graphic and a play on words with the title to include the name of the product. Click the thumbs up button if you've ever eaten peanut butter out of the jar, or because you like this video. I hope you enjoyed how I used Scamper to work a design concept through to completion. Let's recap on what we learned. S stands for substitute. Replace or substitute one component for another. C is for combine. Combine two or more elements into one. A is for adapt. Let's cause the main elements to adapt to external stimuli or an industry demand. M is for modify. How are we changing the size or properties of the initial concept? P is for put to other use. How can we use the elements in different ways? E is for eliminate. Let's eliminate elements to see how it affects our concept. And R is for reverse. We're flipping things around to see them differently. When I need to come up with a concept for a project, I love to be able to get to a resource like Scamper quickly and easily. That's why I've designed this Scamper wall graphic you can add to your workstation so that you always have a visual reminder when you're trying to come up with a concept for your next project. Order one for yourself using the link in the description below. So there you go, 7 techniques tucked into a simple acronym that will help you to step out of the box and see things in ways you would never have thought of. If you like this video, please do click that thumbs up. If you want to join the tribe, please click subscribe. Hey, I'll see you in the next video. Toodles.
Okay, so nampak tadi Scamper tadi? Dah boleh faham ke Scamper tu? Boleh dengar ke ni?
Boleh.
Okay, so macam mana? Can you understand the Scamper concept?
Yes.
Okay, meaning to say when you have satu problem ke atau you have a task ke, okay, you try to analyze it through Scamper, okay, and buat macam tadi tu, macam mana dia buat. So through that, okay, you make a decision. You nak buat apa sebenarnya? Is it you want to substitute ke? You nak combine ke? You nak apa tadi? A stands for what? A.
Adapt.
Okay, right. What about M?
Modify.
Modify. P?
Put to other use.
Okay, good. E?
Eliminate.
And the rest, the R is?
Reverse.
Okay, whatever it is, this is the best way for you to do the creative thinking. Okay, so meaning to say, in your daily or routine as a leader, for example, maybe you will be facing some of the situations. Maybe you need to have the decision or something that you need to respond to. Okay, so whatever it is, try to use the Scamper techniques. Okay, all right. So I gave you 2 just now, the Scamper and also the seeds thinking hat. Okay, for you to be better in creativity in the creative thinking. Okay, so the next is we are approaching 3:16. Okay, leadership style. Okay, the leadership style. Okay, sorry, leadership style. Okay, not share leadership style is a communication. Okay, for the communication, okay, as said just now, there is the elements of communication. Okay, I tengok ni sekejap ya.
Have you ever worked on a project where the design team and the build team just don't communicate with one another? Keep everyone in the loop when making design changes. Ask the waterproofing experts at RIW.
Okay, meaning to say, just now in the communication, okay, still remember the elements of leadership. What are the elements of leadership just now? Leaders, okay. Followers. Goals.
Communication. Influence.
Okay.
Creative thinking.
Okay.
And motivation.
Okay. Creative thinking and critical thinking. Okay, critical thinking tu mungkin next I can, because dia panjang critical thinking ni. Okay, so whatever it is, okay, kita akan touch sekarang ni the elements of leadership on communication. Communication and yang kita dah tengok tadi. So if you can still remember the video I showed you just now, basically there is a miscommunication basically. Okay, so itu yang kita tak nak kalau berlaku dalam satu organisasi, society ke apa semua kan. The leader intends macam ni, tapi yang dipaham oleh followers lain. So that is something that we need to avoid. So that's why in communication we need to see what are the best. Okay, so this is one of the best video jugalah. You can see.
So what's the recipe for great communication? If we were going to think about our communication as a meal, what are the ingredients that we need to have present in the meal? How do we put together a great meal? Well,
Let's think about it this way. There are really 5 ingredients that have to be present all the time for great communication to be possible. All right, the first ingredient is clarity. How do you make your point clearly? It's got to be clear. The second ingredient is brevity. How do you get to the point quickly? How do you not waste people's time? The third ingredient is context. How do you help people see how your point or how your message fits in for them? How does it make sense for them? The fourth ingredient is impact. How do you make it stand out? How do you make it memorable? And the fifth ingredient is value, which is fairly self-explanatory. How do you make your message valuable for the people who are consuming it? 5 ingredients that will go into every communication meal: clarity, brevity, context, impact, and value. Okay, great. So we've got our ingredients. Now the next question is, how much of each ingredient do we need? And just like cooking a great meal, that's going to depend. Different meals are going to need different ingredients. They're going to need the ingredients in different proportions. And different audiences are going to have different palates. They're going to want different things out of their meal. So the really savvy communicator is going to look at their row of ingredients and is going to be able to determine, based on the audience that they're preparing their message for, what ingredients need to be dominant. So how do you figure it out? Well, when do we need clarity to be an important ingredient? Well, when there's a lot of complexity around the situation or around the issue, you need to make sure that your message includes plenty of clarity so people understand what this is really about. When do we need a bit of brevity? Well, when time is short, when we think attention spans are short, when your audience is going to be very, very senior, you want to make sure you have enough of the brevity ingredient. How about context? Well, maybe when there's unfamiliarity with the topic, or maybe when you're communicating with people that have a lot on their mind, or are walking in to listen to you having just come from something very, very confusing. You probably want to make sure you use plenty of the ingredient context. How about impact? When do we need to have a lot of impact in our messaging? Well, when there's a lot of noise, when we really need to work hard to make it memorable, right? When we really want it to stand out, and we think that's going to be hard to achieve. We got to make sure we add plenty of impact. And then the fifth and final is value. And I think when there's skepticism, when there's choice, when there's competition, when a decision has to be made, and there are other choices that could be made, we have to work hard to make sure that there's plenty of value in the meal that we're creating. All 5 of these ingredients are going to be present in every meal that you create, in every communication that you put together. You always want to make sure that you have some clarity and some brevity and some context and some impact and some value. But depending upon who you're cooking for, depending on who you're preparing for, you're going to make choices of which of those ingredients needs to be most dominant. Think about your communication like you're preparing a meal for an audience and you want to impress them. You want them to have a great experience. And different audiences have different palates, which means you have to adjust the ratios of the ingredients depending upon the situation.
Okay, so there is the something that you need to see related to the communication. Okay, so we are approaching 3:23. Okay, this is the impacts for the communication. So basically, there are 3 main impacts when you are communicating. The first one is based on the Prof. Dr. Albert Mehrabian. Okay, the first is what we call the verbal, vocal, and also visual. Verbal is something that you say, or something that is that you say something. Okay, that is verbal. Okay, the vocal is how you say it. Okay. For example, I always use the word sayang, sayang, sayang normally in my training. Okay, so the word sayang, sayang, sayang is the verbal. Okay, but the vocal is the intonation that you play with the word sayang, sayang, sayang. So you can say that sayang, sayang. So that would be a different meaning. Okay, or sayang. Okay, so that is something that is related to the intonation. So meaning to say the verbal and the vocal key is different. Okay, so the impact is also different when you want to use verbal, vocal, or visual. The visual is basically the body language. Okay, so this is the 3 elements in the communication. But the impacts for those 3 is as follows. For verbal in only 7%, vocal 38%, and visual is 55%. Okay, so try to maximize these impacts. Okay, when you are communicating with your team members. Okay, right. Okay, this is the leadership style. So basically we have 3 styles of the leadership. Okay, I want to okay, can you see the first one? Okay, you can see it's too bossy, right? Okay, so what do you think of this kind of leadership? The styles of leadership. This is the styles of leadership. Basically, we have many, but I will be concentrating on 3 only. The first one here, you can see this lady is portraying what we call the what? What kind of leadership? This is what we call the authoritative. Okay, this is what we call the authoritative or autocratic leadership. Okay, so the next one,
Welcome.
okay, is what we call the, okay, ini kalau ada masa tu boleh dalam banyak ni kejap Okay, the second one. Okay, just watch the second video. Okay, basically the second one is that lady. Apa dia? Dia buat apa tu? Dia sama-sama tau. Together in what we call it, solving the problem and so on. So she is with the team. So the first one just now is dia macam it's like a boss tau. Okay, it's only what we call it, dia bagi arahan je. Okay, but the second one here is she is with the team, solving the problem and discussing. This is what we call what? What kind of leadership ni?
Democratic.
Yes, it's a democratic leadership. Democratic leadership. Okay, the last one. Okay, so I nak tunjuk yang the last one. Okay, the last one is what? The last one. Siapa tahu the last one?
Me.
Okay, apa dia? Yeah, it's a laissez-faire.
Delegative.
Yeah, delegative, what we call it laissez-faire. Okay, alright. So, meaning to say, dia ada banyak tau leadership styles ni, but in my presentation, I only concentrate 3 only. The first is authoritative or the autocratic leadership. So the second is democratic leadership, where you are with your team. But the last one, laissez-faire, is basically you delegate your task to the team. Okay, so this is what we call the 3 style of leadership that you can employ or you can apply in your leadership with your team members. Okay, all right. Okay, so the last one.
Welcome back to Make.
The last one adalah how to improve. Okay, sorry, the characteristic of a good leader. Okay, for this one, okay, it's good if you can see Surah Ali Imran verse 59, 159. Okay, so this this ayah starts with Auzubillahi minasyaitonir rajim. Fabima rahmatin minallahi linta lahum walau kunta fazzan ghalizal qalb lam faddu min hawlik fa'fu anhum wastaghfir lahum washawirhum fil amr fa idza azamta fatawakkal 'ala Allah innallaha yuhibbul mutawakkilin. Meaning to say, dengan rahmat Allah ni kamu menjadi lembut kepada mereka. Okay, kalau sekiranya kamu menjadi orang yang kasar, orang yang kasar hati pada pemarah, nescaya team members you akan lari daripada you. Okay, fa'fu anhum, so maafkan mereka. Wastaghfir lahum, dan minta ampun dah kepada untuk mereka. Wasyawirhum fil amri, dan hendaklah kamu bermesyuarat dalam apa-apa sesuatu yang kamu nak capai, sesuatu keputusan yang anda buat. Okay, fa iza azamta fatawakkal Allah innallaha yuhibbul mutawakkilin. Okay, so this is one of the guideline that you can use. Okay, so the next is the traits of leadership. You can see there: self-motivated, care for others, self-awareness, and so on. Okay, you boleh tengok dekat situ. Okay, so the next is the last one. I think this is the one, how to improve your leadership skills. Okay, so ini akan ada berapa minit? 50 minit.
Hello, I'm Brian Tracy, and today I want to talk.
Okay, you can see the Brian Tracy. Brian Tracy is one of my favorite authors, basically. Okay, so you can type in the Google, in the YouTube, you type for the 4 tips to improve leadership skills. Okay, in short, for this for you to improve is basically to always learn the new things. Okay, learn and relearn. Okay. Okay, so this is one of the aspect said by Brian Tracy. Okay, so ada lagi tak? Because we 3:32 dah.
Hello, I'm Brian Tracy.
Okay, dah tak ada dah. Okay, thank you. Okay, so you can email me, you can WhatsApp me ke apa, so you want to know further about this effective leadership. Okay, you can have my email, you can have my phone number there, you can WhatsApp me. Okay, with that, I end my session. Okay, boleh stop sharing? Stop sharing. Okay, sorry, because time is dah 3:30 lebih dah. So I need to stop. Okay, so anything that you want to ask ke? Faham ke? Laju sebenarnya ni, laju. Tapi at least you know something. So kita dah belajar tadi tentang the definition of leadership. So leadership in Islam, okay, melalui dalil-dalil yang kita ada, apa yang diportray oleh our prophet. We also go for each of the elements in the leadership. Okay, so we also touch on the styles of leadership. Ada 3 style tadi. Kita ada autocratic, kita ada democratic, kita ada laissez-faire. Okay, so kita tengok tadi elements kau ingat balik is a leader, kita ada team, kita ada communication, kita ada influence, motivation, creative and critical thinking. We have also the goals. Okay, so kita dah tengok tadi, okay, sebahagian yang macam mana kita nak buat. Okay, alright, anything that you want to ask? And the last one just now is to improve, how to improve your leadership skill. Okay, boleh tengok dalam YouTube, carikan many speakers. yang kita boleh belajar. Okay, Brian Tracy is one. Is a good speaker. Okay, alright. Okay, with that, ada soalan tak? Ada soalan tak? Ada tak ada? Okay, tak ada. Okay, semua dah lagi. Okay, right. Okay, thank you. So I bagi balik pada saudara Zainul.
Alhamdulillah. Okay, thank you very much, Brother Faizal Kamal, for your very interesting presentation on leadership. Okay, I hope that every participant in this Zoom meeting can grasp as many things possible lah. Okay, mungkin apa yang Brother Faizal bagi tahu tadi mungkin boleh Google lah untuk tahu lebih lanjut. Dan Brother Faizal pun dah bagi dia punya kontak tadi. Mungkin boleh kontak dengan Brother Faizal. Mungkin kalau nak belajar berkenaan dengan NLP, apa-apa yang under his expertise lah. Okay. Okay, so thank you very much Brother Faizal.
Sama-sama.
Okay, see you again insyaAllah in our next session. Kalau ada lagi.
InsyaAllah. Terima kasih banyak-banyak. Okay,
Okay,
thanks for
thank you.
all. Okay. Terima kasih semua.
Thank you.
Okay, alright. Okay, keep in touch. Okay, baik.
Thank you.
Salam. Okay, sama-sama. Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Okay,
Thank you.
Okay, for our next session, okay, we will have a session with our previous tenure of student coordination committee. Okay, so they will present something on SCC and also a lot of thing on events and everything regarding student program and club and societies. Okay, so siapa yang akan handle lepas ni? Sister Naila ke?
Brother Adib.
Oh, Brother Adib nak start terus ke ataupun nak break kejap?
Boleh kita break sekejap rasanya.
Attendance isi kat mana?
Apa?
Attendance.
Attendance belum lagi.
Okay.
Kami bagi kejap lagi.
Sabar
Alright.
Okay. So Brother Adib nak rehat nak start pukul apa?
InsyaAllah 3.40 boleh start record.
3.40 Okay, rehat kejap, pegangkan badan. So 3.40 we will start our session. Okay.
Alright.
Nak minta Bro Zai tolong co-hostkan Adib boleh ke?
Am I audible?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Is it okay if we start now?
I think it's okay.
All right. So, A'udzubillahi minasyaitonirrajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very pleasant evening, I bet, to our distinguished guests, especially Brother Zainul, the Assistant Director of the Leadership and Training Unit, my fellow SEC colleagues, and new recruits of the Management Committee lineup of the session 2020-2021. First and foremost, I would like to congratulate all of you for being elected into your respective positions, whether you're from the ABS, from the MRC, clubs and societies, or even support groups. And it is such a great honor and privilege to be able to work together and also to be here with such prominent leaders in CFS for this new session, inshallah. So beforehand, my name is Muhammad Ishami bin Bahri. For those who haven't known me, I was one of the speakers during the Leading the Way session. And I am the secretary of the Students' Coordination Committee for the session 2020-2021. So inshallah, for our session this evening, I'll be presenting a little bit of what the SEC is about. And I know that a lot of you have been asking, like, what is the Students' Coordination Committee? And meaning that, is it a kind of society? Is it like the biggest society in CFS? And I know there's a lot of questions going on, and the application for SEC, alhamdulillah, was extended until last Friday. And I hope all of you have taken the opportunity to engage and also to actually submit applications, because even though you might not even have any experiences being a leader, even if you're new to societal conduct, so that's fine, because in foundation year, even though you haven't had any experiences back in high school, this is the time for you to explore more on your leadership skills, on learning how can you improve yourself more. All right, so let's talk about the SEC. The ins and outs of student management and development. So what is the SEC? And we hold on to this very minor motto we have, which is integrity, transparency, and excellency. And when we talk about the SEC, it's not an ABS, it's not an MRC, and that's definitely not a club and society. It's a society that is directly under the Leadership and Training Unit, in which we coordinate all of these 39 clubs and societies in CFS-IUM. And we all know that all of these 39 societies have their different niches. They have their different aspects in which they cater to. And as the SEC, it is a significant role in making sure that all of these student body organizations are conducted through proper management. And that is why the SEC, we work closely together with departments and administrations such as the LTU, or SDCE, ODI, RDW, the Central Amenities Unit, and all of these other departments in which we engage and work with. And the function of the SEC, you might consider it as an MPP, but in reality, the SEC is one of the biggest platforms for student administration bridging relationships. And when talking about societal conducts, it brings up a lot of matters such as proposals, such as center programs, and all of these needs to be brought to attention and needs to be addressed to administration and both. And being an SEC doesn't necessarily mean that the SEC works on a one-way communication. For example, from the administration to the students. The function of the SEC is to collaborate on both sides, meaning that whatever the administration circumnavigates information, for example, regarding academics, regarding your tuition fees, needs to be informed to the students. And on the side of the students, whatever concerns, whatever important matters that needs to be addressed to the higher ups, to the administration, is working on also the same grounds as the SEC itself. And that's why when we talk about the SEC, it plays a very big role, and making sure that you take care of your society, because when you're elected into the SEC, you come from a background of another management committee, meaning that for me, myself, I was the president of the Environment and Nature Club, and I had to manage my society as well as the SEC itself. And managing these two different organizations are very different aspects, meaning that when you try to organize a society, it is within the inner works of your society itself. But working with 39 other clubs and societies, working with administration and departments, require you a lot of sacrifice, require you a lot of understanding on how do you properly manage these societies, okay? And all right, so let's take a look. I won't be talking much about the roles and functions of the SCC, but here you can go to our town hall conference in which we organized it during our last semester. And the town hall conference is a big program that we organize to promote the roles and functions of each of our offices. For example, the office of the president, office of the secretary, and the office of the treasurer, and also other bureaus in the SCC itself. And feel free to go and browse through our YouTube channel by the SCC. There's a lot of programs that we organize, especially center programs. And getting to know these important roles and functions actually brings you to attention, or that the different aspects being, for example, a president of a society and the president of an SCC brings different functions. And knowing that you have to cater to these different job scopes is actually very different. It's very significant in a view. And that's why being an SCC, it plays a very crucial role. And we might think that, oh, we're only here for 1 year. It's only a foundation year. It's only 1 year. There's not much things to do. But trust me, there's so much things that you can do. And making sure that your 1 year in foundation is taken good care of, it's very important to look into the SCC's line of sight in making sure that the SCC works collaboratively on both sides, the administration and the students itself. All right. So I believe we've already discussed this during the Leading the Way. And a total, we have 39 societies, a total of 11 ABS. And I believe Intex is also here since they just finished the AGM last Wednesday. And we have 15 social academic clubs, or we call them as non-ABS, the sports and martial arts clubs, 6 societies, the 5 MRCs, and also the 2 support groups that we have. And all of these societies, they work together. We work collaboratively together. And inshallah, I will further explain this in my further slides after this. And knowing that all of these 39 societies have their own different niches. For example, this society wants to focus on developing student holistical management. Another society will focus on bringing sports and recreation matters. And these are very different aspects. And one such society needs to actually focus on all of these at once, and that is the SCC itself. All right, so just a brief view on what do we actually coordinate. So I will divide them into 3. First of all are the societal conducts, in which the SCC is responsible for the center programs. And what are the center programs? The center programs are basically programs that are organized at the university level, such as the Ta'aruf Week that you've just participated a few weeks ago, the sports and martial arts competition, the CFS festival, the language awareness campaign. And these are very big programs that are organized on the very big platform with other societies as well. And making sure that working together with other societies, SCC also overlooks this and works with other institutions as well, for example. And for example, programs that we organize at the center level needs to also work with a lot of societies, such as during our Ramadan series, I believe we have around 11 societies that work together, and it's a very big collaboration. And that's why the SCC needs to actually focus on its role and making sure that whatever program that is organized at the center level is coordinated in a very orderly manner. Secondly, in talking about management, we have around 39 societies, and that is indeed a lot. And 39 societies, if taking care of one society is already a lot of work, imagine working with other 39 societies, working with other departments. And for people who think that the SCC is simply a society that coordinates information, no, we do much more than that. And we help to cater to these arising issues that occur, for example, weekly, monthly. And that is why the SCC helps to actually manage not only its own management of the SCC, but also the other societies. And last but not least, as the administration, as we've already highlighted before, that the administration and the SCC works together in bridging between these two and also the students. And when developing a holistical environment, we require a good communication. I think in our previous slot just now, communication is key. And whatever, when we talk about communication, it must be a two-way communication. It can't just be in a way that we think, oh, the students just want to voice out a thing and it's not being delivered to the administration. It needs to work on both ways in making sure that whatever issues or whatever arising matters that we have needs to be addressed properly. And inshallah, a key solution will be presented to the administration and will be solved, inshallah, for the both benefits of the administration and also the students. All right, so I would like to brief 3 very big coordination initiatives we would like to call in SCC, which is the President's Caucus, the Campus Board Secretariat, and last but not least, the Board of Treasurers. And when we talk about collaborating, you cannot simply just work between a society and society. And when we want to deliver a certain amount of information, want to discuss and debate on important matters, there needs to be a platform that we recognize in which we work together with. And one of those is the President's Caucus. The President's Caucus is basically a joint council of all societies. That means all 39 societies, their respective presidents will be representing them in the President's Caucus. And the President's Caucus, firstly, was organized during vacation in semester 2. And during that time, we discussed a lot of arising issues since semester 2 was our first ever RTL, remote teaching and learning semester, and there were a lot of issues that needs to be catered to and delivered to the administration. And with that, when we collaborate with these societies, we need to actually discuss a lot. And inshallah, for the next tenure, we do implore you to actually move on with these initiatives that we've implemented. And inshallah, with a good coordination between all presidents, that's why we have a WhatsApp group for the presidents, inshallah, that we want to deliver any information when the SEC wants to engage with the other presidents, when the other presidents want to talk with the other presidents. This is very important in making sure that a platform is delivering all its important matters that we need to attend to. And secondly is a campus board secretary. And I believe all the secretaries here are very familiar with that. We have a WhatsApp group. And the campus board secretary is basically the also the same as the President's Caucus, but focuses on the secretarial work. And why is this important? Because when we talk about proposals, when we talk about management, for example, star points, these are very important matters. When, for example, your society members ask you, oh, when can we get your star points? When can we get a program? We need to actually cater to these matters. And being the campus board secretariat member, it is headed usually, inshallah, by the secretary, the next secretary of your SEC, which will help to coordinate, for example, any campus programs, or for example, any matters regarding societal conduct, and also being a secretary itself. Because as a secretary, you play the role of the backbone of the society, meaning that you have to do all the hard paperwork. You have to focus on making sure that everything, even your records, your maintenance, is all in order. And the problem with not focusing on being a good secretary will cause a lot of detrimental harm. And that's why the initiative of a campus board secretariat, its main focus is to help and aid all the secretaries that we have. So no matter if you're a secretary in ABS, if you're from a sports and martial arts club, or even if you're from the MRC, we do work together in making sure that whatever secretarial work is addressed in a very properly manner. And that's why, inshallah, for your next tenure, for your next upcoming SEC, I hope also that the campus board secretariat works its fine way in delivering these matters and actually helps in making sure that all societal conducts are in a smooth way. Because when you talk about an online communication, when we talk about an online semester, especially for inshallah you guys, we have being in an online semester is very hard, and trying to find out the important matters that arise are sometimes very difficult. And that's why having these initiatives helps to coordinate a lot of these matters, inshallah. And last but not least, we have the board of treasurers, and this is where our sister Nailah actually works a lot. And when we talk about matters regarding money, when we talk about financial aspects, especially bantuan kewangan asasi, the BKA, the IAM endowment funds, the society funds, we have to make sure that everything is in tip-top order. For example, even submitting a proposal, you need to make sure that everything is in order, meaning that whatever aspect that you cover there needs to actually follow on the guidelines. So when talking about matters, for example, like outstanding fees, or for example, getting your refund from BKA, for example. And this is why the treasurers play a big role, because money is not a matter that we have to look down on. And that's why even if you're a treasurer for just another club, this is also another platform where you can actually work together. And especially through the finance division, where all of the monetary funds and also workings work together, and you will be, inshallah, well informed of whatever information or announcements are made. All right. So I think this is like one of the biggest issues that a lot of our society presidents and secretaries have been bringing up, which is the almanac. And last year, we also introduced what we call as a catalog. It's not very different from an almanac, but we sorted it out to make sure it's easy for the reference of the students. All right, so on the screen now, you can actually see there's a QR code, and I'll be more than delighted that you can also go through the documents there. And this is one of the initiatives that SEC has put forth, which is our programs and events by the SEC for semester 3 2020-21. And this is as a result of our discussions during our vacation semester 2. And a lot of these programs that we've planned about, for example, the Ramadan series and also the mock parliament, these are a lot of important programs that needs to be discussed not only 21 days before the program, but weeks, even months to discuss. And that's why we propose, and we have already presented what we call as the programs and events for semester 3 that is distributed to students, in making sure that the students are well aware of the programs that are coordinated by the SCC, so they can actually participate. And in that case, whenever students who are interested to join a program, they have a reference for them to look upon. Okay, so moving on to the almanac, and the almanac is very, I would say, very different from, I believe, in most high schools, and I don't think a lot of high schools actually do almanacs even. And the almanac is the assortment of all the programs that we have, and this one is a yearly almanac which we did during our MacLead 2020. And during the MacLead itself, we conducted a session where all societies present their programs, and we discussed and we allocated the dates, the venues and all. And since it was on campus, so we had like a few other options other than online platforms, which were at our Al-Khwarizmi Hall, in the rooms provided in Al-Jurjani, and these are all a lot of matters that need to be addressed. But since it's online for you guys, and inshallah, if such as Brother Zainul has mentioned before this, which is that you can submit your programs and almanac by inshallah Monday, I think it will really help to actually coordinate on these programs that we want to organize. And what is the importance of the almanac? Firstly, it helps to make sure that the programs don't clash with each other. Meaning that, for example, if 5 societies decide to organize an online program, well, then it'd be hard for students to actually participate. Meaning that students have to join a program or choose between one of those 5. And there's going to be a lot of problems that is going to be mentioned there. For example, society might not have enough participants because most of the students went to another program. So making sure that all the programs are coordinated, there are no clashes, the SCC helps to overlook all of these 39 societies. And that's why this is a very heavy task. And it was, alhamdulillah, done during the MacLead itself and being presented before the higher ups, the administration. And if you can browse through the yearly almanac, it was divided into 3 semesters, semester 1, semester 2, and semester 3, in which we prioritize in making sure that all of these programs are handled properly. And also another initiative that I mentioned before this, which is the catalog. And it is somewhat almost similar, but because our semester 2 was fully online and semester 3 was somewhat online as well, during our vacation for semester 2, we had a presence caucus. We had a few meetings in which we proposed and also we helped to cater to the problems, for example, in online programs. And in this matter, in conducting the almanac and the catalog itself, we sorted out the important programs that needs to be addressed first. And since some of the students will be going back for semester 3 for my batch, there were slight changes of programs, but alhamdulillah, the initiative that we've put forth helped to organize this. And also the catalog is very important in our hand, and I hope that if, for example, the next tenure will be kindly to also further this. The catalog is a compilation of the programs per society, meaning that you can also distribute this to your members, to the other students, meaning that, oh, they can browse through and take a look. Oh, Amethyst will be organizing 5 programs this semester. Or Chitra will be organizing 3 programs. Or MRC Zahrawi will be organizing 7 programs this semester. So it helps to actually also inform the students that we're organizing these programs that these students can also participate in. So that means that even if you're having problems in studying, but you also want to participate in co-curricular activities, you can also set out your schedule based on the almanac and the catalog given forth. And it actually helps a lot, not only for the students, but also the administration in tabling out for the SPET meeting and tabling out the programs that will be organized. And inshallah, if your next tenure works in a very coordinated manner, it can also help in making sure that the programs that you want to organize on behalf of your society or your clubs can go in a very orderly manner, and making sure that whatever rules and regulations that have been set forth, you also follow, especially the one that Brother Zainul has mentioned before this, and also making sure that you follow all the guidelines, you follow all of the important matters. And alhamdulillah, we ended our 3 semesters in CFS with such very cooperative manner and very successful way. I would say all the societies gave a lot of cooperation, and Alhamdulillah, I would say it was a very successful year, and I am thankful for those might probably the previous tenure, all the presidents of the ABS, the non-ABS clubs, the sports and martial arts MRCs, and also support groups because of helping us in handling these events. And Alhamdulillah, I would say this can also be a benchmark, inshallah, for your batch, making sure that you can also organize and cater to, for example, problems, for example, online programs that you want to organize as well. All right. So I think this is almost the last part, which is the coordination and management. And this is just a slight, a brief introduction to how the SCC manages itself. And this is our draft planning during the semester 3. And for your information, these 3 weeks, week 1, week 2, week 3 are all our vacation our vacation week. So we had meetings even during vacation, meaning that we discussed with other presidents, and as you can see that there was a meeting with all the SCC members and discussing the plans of action, the planned meetings of other managements, and also reforming the almanac according to SEM3 circumstances, because there was a lot of arising issues in online platforms, and that's why the President's Caucus actually also helps to address this issue. And also we had a very interesting meeting with the IAM Student Union. For those who have been through or have gone through and explored the degree, what does degree offer, there is also something we call as the IAM Student Union. And the IAM Student Union is a very big organization that caters all 3 campuses, the main campuses in IAM itself. And if you think the SCC holds a lot of work, when you're in degree, when you're in campus later, inshallah, there will be a lot more engagements between student leaders and also the manager himself. And this is our whole week that we organized. And this is for my office, the Office of Secretary. And we worked with the ODAI, back then we call it ODAL, in conducting a survey on the effectiveness of RTL. And we want to know and we want to engage more of students, knowing that, what are the problems that you have encountered during RTL, for example, internet problems, do you need to go back to campus? And even though you are also facing the same problems, and even though you think that other people might also be doing good, you still have to conduct this service. You may have to make sure that all of your students are attending to the concerns and needs. And there was also another survey that we planned on doing, which is on program management, but sadly we haven't organized it because of a few technical errors. But alhamdulillah, for the survey on effectiveness of the remote teaching and learning, it went on a very large platform, which we collected almost 2,000 plus responses out of 3,000. I think it's almost 80% of the total students in campus. And trying to collect surveys of 3,000 students is very hard. It might seem easy to just ask people to fill in a survey, but there are students who might not be interested to doing that. And making sure that engaging with your academic-based societies so that their presidents can inform their members to also fill in this was also one of the initiatives that we worked so that the survey reached to all students. Alhamdulillah, the results of the survey was presented to the Office of the Deputy Dean for Academics, and alhamdulillah, a few initiatives have been brought forward by the administration in catering this issue also. So I think that's all from my presentation. I believe there's much more to be said about the SCC, but hopefully for the next tenure, inshallah, before we transition to our degree for my batch and before you uphold your positions in inshallah as Students' Coordination Committee, we will be delivering and will be helping you and aiding not only the SCC but also the other societies, and making sure that your stay here in CFS is in a very good state. And for those who haven't yet followed the SCC Instagram, you may do so at scc.cfsium and also on our Twitter and our Facebook. And I think that's all from me. I thank you for attending my short introduction to the SCC, and I hope it answers a few of your questions, especially for those who are interested in becoming an SCC member. And if you ever have any inquiries, you may contact me via phone, or you can also email the official SCC email there as provided. So I think that's all for me. The last words from the SCC itself: integrity, transparency, excellency. Thank you very much, and I think that's all from me. I think I'll entertain a few questions, I guess, if there are any questions before I finish. Are there any questions on the floor?
Excuse me. The SEC selection, do we need to have a manifesto or only interview?
All right. So the SEC is very different from your normal society elections. The SEC itself undergoes a screening by the office, by the administration, and that's based on your applications that which you have submitted. And based on your submissions that have been screened, you will be interviewed by the dean and also both of our deputy deans, the deputy dean of SBCE and also the deputy dean of ODI in selecting the future SEC members. And after you've been elected, inshallah, there will be a shura for you to appoint your positions such as the president, the vice president, secretary, treasurer, and etc. So that's how the SEC has been appointed. And for your information, the SEC members who are appointed are from management committees themselves. So that means that each of the SEC members, they already have a position beforehand, such as Brother Amza, the vice president of Lance, Sister Shaf, the vice president of Orators, me, myself, the president of ENC, and that's how we got elected into opposition. Yeah, any more questions?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Probably, I think one last question before we end. Are there any other questions?
I guess no.
Alrighty. So I think if there are no other questions, then inshallah, after this, we will be having a short quiz session, and there will be interesting prizes for the top 3 winners, inshallah. And I hope that my presentation has addressed some of your concerns of the Student Service Coordination Committee. And my wish for you and for the next tenure is that you can also uphold the very virtues that the SEC has always put forth in making sure that all organizations here in CFS can work together in a harmonious environment, working on common grounds in dealing with these matters. And hopefully your next tenure will work, if not better, very hard than what we have done, and improve more on where we have already put forth the standards for the SEC, inshallah. That's all from me. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, Alhamdulillah, thank you very much, Brother Adib, for your presentation. Okay, Brother Adib is the previous secretary for Students Coordination Committee. Okay, there are a lot of things that you can ask him on club and society management and coordination especially. Okay, so kita akan ada quizzes next. So macam mana, Sister Naila?
I think we wait until most of us join the quiz dulu.
Okay. So you manage ni untuk quizzes ni?
Alright.
Attendance dah keluar dulu.
makmum tak sah solat. Macam mana?
So all students, insyaAllah kita akan start around for around 2 minutes, in 2 minutes. So get ready. Yang mana belum masuk tu boleh masuk dulu. Okay, another minute, 1 minute lagi. Okay, insyaAllah we will start dengan bacaan Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. 1, 2, 3. Just an update, there's still a student who don't get any wrong at all, so keep hanging there. Just for your information, there are 16 questions in total, okay? Inshallah, we will be ending the quizzes in 1 minute. So for those who hasn't finished it yet, please do it. Right, so we'll be ending the quizy session. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So congratulations to the student who has the metric number of 211058 for getting the first position. The student with the 210210 metric number for the second place, and the third place goes to the 211894. So congratulations to all the winners. Please don't forget to contact Sister Naila, and you may have to share a bit of detail of your information for you to get the special reward that has been promised. With that, I pass the floor back to Brother Zainal.
Okay, Alhamdulillah. Thank you very much to our secretariat for organizing or creating quizzes for this session, for this program. Okay, I hope from that quizzes you can explore the question or the thing that you want to know. Okey, sebelum kita mengakhiri sesi kita pada hari ini, okay, as per our schedule, there will be a task that will be given to all participants of club and society. Okay, so I believe that each club, societies, MRC, and support group, there are 3 representatives for that. Okay, so for this task, okay, hold on. Okay. Okay, for the task format list participant, okay. So first, group with your society or club. Okay, you are put into group with your society, club, or MRC or support group. Okay, in total, there will be 3 person per group. Okay, and then you need to come up with proposal with all the detail, seperti mana yang saya dah present on morning session. Okay, and then you fill in all required forms. Okay, and then submit proposal and forms to me. Okay, this is my email before 10:30 AM tomorrow. Okay, and then starting from 9 AM tomorrow, you need to present your proposal in 3 minutes only. Okay, for each club and society. Okay, you need to select your representative, and then your representative need to present your proposal in 3 minutes. Please prepare a simple PowerPoint, 2 or 3 page PowerPoint that consists of introduction, objective, details of program, and budget. Okay, you need to present a simple presentation. Okay, tak perlu in detail dalam-dalam sangat. Okay, yang saya nak tahu these details, introduction, objective, details of program and budget. Okay, nanti selected proposal akan dapat ni lah, dapat rewards lah daripada secretariat. Okay, maknanya proposal tu lengkap dengan semua detail. Isi form yang berkaitan, maknanya isi form pun betul, and then proposal tu bagus lah, maknanya. We will consider all aspect before rewarding the winner for the proposal punya task ni. Okay, ada apa-apa soalan tak? Nanti giliran atau giliran ataupun turutan untuk presentation esok pagi akan dibagi pada selepas ni lah. Nanti you will present according to your ni lah, according to your giliran club dan society. Okay, ada apa-apa question? Clear?
Brother Zainal.
Yes, saya.
Untuk proposal tu hanya satu program saja kan?
Satu program sahaja.
Just any program and then submit je lah.
Yeah, any program. Yang you rasa boleh bagi impact ke. So yang lain-lain tu detail tu tak perlu panjang-panjang lah. Tapi boleh faham.
Alright. Okay. Thank you, brother.
Nanti brother, nanti kena isi lah semua yang form-form semua tu.
Bukan semua form, maknanya form-form yang berkaitan.
Yang proposal je, yang proposal je.
Ya, yang untuk submit proposal macam application to invite speaker form, program proposal form, OSHB form, itu 3 form utama yang you kena submit before submitting a proposal to the secretariat lah, in real life punya ni.
Bro Zainal,
Ya.
dia nak program yang online ke yang kalau kami dah ada kat SFF?
Tak kisah.
Tak kisah.
Tak kisah.
Janji yang terbaik lah.
Janji yang you rasa terbaik.
Okay,
Nak present nanti pun 3 minit je kan. Make sure you touch all the details tu.
Okay, thank you.
Okay,
Brother
lain-lain?
Zainul.
Ya.
Proposal tu memang semua format lah. Daripada first sampai tentangan ke? Tanda tangan?
Tanda tangan tak perlu. Kalau tak rasa tak sempat tak perlu. Kalau rasa nak letak. Kalau better pada saya sebenarnya follow all the format tu. Maknanya sampai part tanda tangan tu. Tak apalah pada kita untuk yang part advisor tu you letak je lah tanda tangan you. Ni sebenarnya contoh macam hands on punya ni lah. Hands on punya task.
Brother Zainal.
Ya.
Boleh ke kalau ambil proposal yang dah ada sekarang, cuma edit a few parts?
Ke proposal yang dah ada sekarang maksudnya?
Maksudnya saya punya team dah ada buat a few proposal. So can I use that one, cuma I need to edit a few parts supaya tak nak membocorkan semua apa yang ada dalam proposal tu.
Terpulang. As long as your group mate tu okay with that, it is okay.
And the other one is proposal yang akan dibentangkan esok. It is not going to be, maksudnya macam bukan akan berlaku betul-betul kan? I mean the program yang dicadangkan dalam proposal tu.
Mungkin boleh jadi betul-betul kalau program tu is orang kata feasible ataupun program tu bagus sangat ke, you boleh, maknanya you boleh laksanakan lah program tu. Tapi yang ni bukan untuk dilaksanakan lah, ni untuk saya tengok you punya kefahaman dalam buat proposal tu dan juga isi form-form yang berkaitan.
Alright, thank you.
So jangan stres-stres, jangan ni lah, jangan fikir sangat. Bukan jangan fikir sangat, maknanya tak perlu go into detail sangat on that proposal tu. Tapi at least follow the format yang dah saya gariskan sebelum ni. Okay, any more question?
Saya ada soalan.
Seorang-seorang.
Kita berguna dulu.
I have a question about the program proposal that we have discussed this morning. Bukan the task that we have to do tomorrow, but the question is regarding the proposal program. Let's say we plan to make a weekly video posting on Instagram where we committees will start first, and then we take turns every weekend, and when all the committee members have made the video, we will ask other members as well to create the video. The video is just like a language related sharing video since we're LAN society. So my question is, do we really need to prepare a proposal program for this, and is it considered as a program kalau just like related sharing video on Instagram?
Okay, macam yang saya dah sebutkan tadi, if you want to give a star point for the participants of the program, then you need to submit your proposal to get approval by the relevant authorities.
Right, thank you.
Okay.
Sir, I have a question.
Yes.
So for orators, kami ada weekly debate training. So kalau untuk buat proposal untuk weekly debate training tu, boleh ke macam bagi satu proposal tu cover for one whole month weekly debate training tu?
Okay, I believe for orators, Brother Jeffrey, your coordinator for orators tu dah prepare the proposal for that training tu. Saya rasa lah. Please confirm back with Brother Jeffrey.
Yeah, alright, sir. Thank you.
Okay.
Hello.
Yes.
I have a question. This is also not related to tomorrow's program, which is can Android Club have the portal at Imaklum that students use to buy and sell stuff?
Please repeat again your question. I didn't get it.
Okay, as an Android Club representative, I want to know, can we have the portal at Imaklum that previous students use to buy and sell stuff?
You want portal for Imaklum?
Yes, sebab dekat Imaklum tu ada satu like portal yang orang promote yang like stuff. And we want to have access to what they
tak clear lah sebab campur-campur dengan suara yang lain. Okay, yang tak bercakap boleh senyap dulu. Okay. Repeat your question.
Okay, sebab dekat Imaklum tu ada satu like macam portal like students promote their stuff like this macam gadgets and so we want to know that can we use that portal, like can we have the access portal to like promote the stuff the entrepreneurship club make?
I believe that the portal can be used to promote your stuff.
Oh, tapi kalau macam like kita pegang that portal, can we? Or can we?
Oh, tak boleh pegang. Because that portal is under the supervision of ITD.
Okay. And I have another question. Because our club wants to make like macam tabung to collect money from students to help students yang kurang kemampuan. That money we plan to use to buy like essential stuff for students. So macam saya pagi tadi we said that the collected money we need to send it to bank account, right? So I want to know can like
sorry sister. Suara you tak clear lah. Saya tak dapat tangkap satu-satu you punya soalan. Okay.
Is it clear right now?
Okay, it is better.
Okay. So my another question is that Kan pagi tadi, if we want to collect money, the collected money we need to send it to IIUM's bank account, right?
Ya, betul.
Tapi our club we want to macam collect the money so that we can buy essential stuff to help students yang kurang berkemampuan, like macam kanan ke, like students stuff lah. So I want to know that when we finish collect the money kan, kita send to the bank account. Can we like retrieve back the money from that account so that we can use it to buy the essential stuff?
Okay, can. Okay. Actually, there is a procedure for any donation drive punya program. Okay. Macam yang saya dah bagi tahu, any collection tu must go to finance department. Another way you can do it is kena set deadline, maknanya from when to when your program start to collect and your collection. And then you need to ask your contributors to directly bank into CFS IIUM account. Then after the program end, then baru you boleh request the total amount yang dah di bank in oleh participant pada finance. And then baru you boleh utilize that money tu untuk bagi donation tu. Tapi kena untuk liaise dengan finance department, you need your advisor to liaise with finance department.
Oh, okay. Thank you, brother.
Sebab nanti yang boleh keluarkan ataupun make withdrawal on that contribution money is only advisor.
Hello, Assalamualaikum.
Ya, Waalaikumsalam.
I have a question regarding the proposal. So let's say that our community.
This one for task or in general?
In general.
Okay.
Okay, so like let's say our society, Focus Society, want to make a mental health week, for example, and in that week we are organizing multiple programs such as talk, quizzes, and something like that. So, do we need to make a proposal for each program in the week, or we just need to make one proposal for the whole week?
You want to make a program that consists of a variety of program under that, right?
Yes.
Okay, so you need to submit only one proposal that consists of all the program that you plan in that one proposal.
Okay, thank you.
I have a question.
Yes.
Okay, this is regarding on the proposal or program in general, not about the task. Okay.
Okay.
If we want to do, the first question is, if we want to do a program and we want to make a e-certificate, does we need to include that in the proposal or what, or else?
If the certificate is using a budget, please put it in your proposal. Kalau tak guna
e-certificate,
dia pun sama juga. Kalau e-certificate tak guna pun boleh juga letak dalam proposal.
So the design will be, we need the e-certificate, the draft and everything, we need to get approval from the orang atasan, right?
Yeah, from the Office of Deputy Dean Student Development. Kena dapatkan approval daripada Deputy Dean lah. Siapa yang akan sign that certificate tu. Usually program ni kalau kebiasaannya Deputy Dean and Dean yang sign. So your advisor need to liaise with personal assistant of this stock management, Deputy Dean and Dean, untuk sign that certificate tu. Kena sign, hantar draft dulu lah pada PA Dean ataupun Deputy Dean yang you nak minta sign dia tu.
Okay. The second question is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Teruskan dengan second question.
Okay. If my society want to do a Google site where we want to collect everything that kalau kita orang nak bagi info semua dalam Google site tu. So kalau in that case, does we need to do proposal or not?
Okay, Google Site. Dia akan jadi macam lebih kurang bulletin, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Actually for that pun kena submit proposal supaya we are in the know. Apa yang society you buat.
So kalau contoh nak buat macam TikTok account pun kena jugalah.
Sepatutnya lah, sepatutnya. Sepatutnya. Kalau you buat senyap-senyap kita tak tahu, itu tak apalah. Tapi kalau yang nak dapatkan endorsement daripada universiti, kena ada proposal lah supaya the top management and the relevant authority yang berkaitan in the know.
I have a question.
Yes.
Right. So regarding the presentation tomorrow, so
Okay.
I'm not really sure if there's already someone asked this question before, but the question is, like for tomorrow, we need to present based on the guidelines given, like the proposal document, proposal form, the OSB form, and also the invitation speaker form. So like just like you said before, we need to present it using the Microsoft PowerPoint. So
Yes,
like,
sir.
is it like we need to screenshot the form and just insert the image in PowerPoint, or just like we can present it separately? So that's the question.
Okay, for the presentation, actually you need to put things that are in your proposal only. For example, introduction, objective, detail program dan budget. Itu sahaja. Yang form-form tu tak perlu. Yang form-form tu perlu submit email sahaja. Yang for presentation tu macam PowerPoint, macam 5 page of PowerPoint macam tu yang ada, yang saya senaraikan lah kat sini, nombor 5 ni. Introduction, objective, detail, budget. Yeah.
So we does not need to use the like the official template.
Kalau boleh ikut ataupun follow official template tu.
Alright.
Cuma yang form-form yang you isi tu tak perlu submit lah. Form-forms tu you you attachkan sekali dengan, maknanya bukan attachkan sekali, bila you send tu, you send proposal dengan form-form yang berkaitan. Itu untuk email. While for presenting, things that are in your proposal only.
I have a question. Not related to tomorrow punya task. Let's say lah, my team want to buat e-bulletin for each week.
Macam mana?
For each week, my team nak make e-bulletin, like bagi some information about engineering in our social media, like Instagram. So do we need do the proposal, and the proposal is need do every week or just one proposal for a year? That's my question.
Okay, untuk question ni, untuk program-program yang orang kata duration dia panjang lah, macam contoh bacakan weekly recitation of Al-Kahfi ke kan, macam ni, weekly bulletin, you need only to do one proposal. Okay, first untuk yang program-program macam ni, and then submit it to the secretariat lah, and then the approval tu up to spec punya jurisdiction. Kalau macam spec meeting punya member rasa tak sesuai, mungkin kena ubah, mungkin kena buat proposal weekly for every program. Okay, kalau maknanya spec committee punya member rasa okay untuk approve that proposal for one whole academic year, then you boleh proceed lah with the program. But for first, submit one proposal dulu only, even though it is a serial program. Okay, clear?
Okay, thank you.
Okay, any more question regarding task or regarding anything in general?
I have a question.
Yeah.
So regarding Brother Najmi said just now, so just for posting a weekly bulletin on Instagram, we need to have a proposal for that too.
Basically, yes. Okay.
Oh, okay, all right. Thank
Basically,
you.
yes. Supaya kita advisor especially in the know of what you are doing lah. Okay, apa yang you post di social media punya platform. Okay, kalau you post benda yang bukan-bukan ke kan, yang tak inline dengan IIUM vision and mission, so kita boleh ni lah, boleh pantau. Itu je sebenarnya.
So I have a question.
Okay.
So about the sponsorship, let's say we have made a proposal and we want to take the budget, but maybe we, so like we have to have the money first.
Macam mana? Please
Make
repeat
the
your question.
proposal first. Okay,
Macam mana? Apa yang first?
So let's say we want to we have decided on a program on a proposal. Let's say for semester 3, and then it involves around the budget, and we don't know the budget yet, but we already have a sponsorship, but we don't know how much they will give yet. So what is the next step? Like we ask for the sponsorship first to get the sponsorship first, or just we make the approval first?
Okay, untuk ni, before getting or acquiring any sponsorship, you must get approval first from the relevant authority lah. Make sure that your proposal is approved. Okay. Barulah boleh dapatkan sponsorship tu.
Alright, thank you.
Okay. Yalah, sebab bila ada recommendation ataupun approval daripada relevant authority, contohnya Deputy Dean dan Dean, barulah sponsorship tu nak masuk pun tak ada rasa takut-takut ataupun curiga lah. Maknanya program ni adalah program yang legal dan di-endorse oleh universiti punya management. So that's why it is important before you get any sponsorship ataupun fund daripada luar, please make sure that your proposal is approved first. Maknanya you akan jalankan program tu bila proposal tu dah approve. Kalau proposal tak approve lagi, kita tak tahu program you yang you nak buat tu akan jalan ataupun tak. Bila proposal dah approve, maknanya there is a guarantee that your program will be done or will be executed. Okay, any more question before 5? Okay, we will stop our session for today at 5 PM. Alright, attendance pun dah di-share, so please don't forget to fill in the attendance. Okay. Okay, any more question?
No, brother. I have another 2 question. Okay. Because tadi kan kata like if you want to make a weekly program that we post online like quiz to IGs, but like every week we will post like different content. So do we need to like macam post the proposal tu macam setiap minggu, or we can like macam hantar one proposal for entire year, cuma like list down the topics that we will cover during the quiz?
Okay, macam yang saya beritahu tadi, just one proposal for the whole academic year, contoh macam bulletin tadi, dan list down lah apa yang you plan nak buat.
Okay, dengan lagi satu about the sponsorship. If our proposal is already approved, the sponsorship, do we like need to macam isi a form to send it to the dean, or do we need to contact the dean to talk about the sponsor?
Macam mana? Ulang semula.
Macam if the proposal is already approved, okay, then we
Okay.
find like sponsor lah to join the program. So do we need to like macam to contact the dean to inform them to ask can the sponsor to participate our program ke, like we need to macam isi a form ke?
Okay, actually for official sponsorship, okay, the center can send a letter to the sponsor. Okay. So advisor need to liaise with dean lah untuk letter of acquiring sponsorship tu.
Oh, okay, thank you, brother. Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Brother,
Yes.
boleh tanya satu soalan lagi?
Okay.
Example, during the semester 1 or conducted online, kan?
Okay.
So in terms of publication and promotion, as if we are doing posters, kan? That online poster that we are trying to post, in maybe Instagram, WhatsApp, or anything after we conducted with our advisors, do we need that poster? Do we need to put it? Is it compulsory to put it in the proposal one? And also, do we need to wait for spec approval, or we can just do it first and post it?
Okay, macam yang saya dah bagi tahu tadi, for any publication or promotion, you need to have approval before posting it. So it is better for you to post your promotion for program after you get the approval from the committee. But it is better for you to attach your draft of poster, banner or anything with your proposal. Okay, clear tak?
Okay, cuma kalau contoh proposal dah hantar kan, tapi contohlah, tapi poster tak buat lagi, and then as an example, spec dah approve and then baru buat poster macam tu, is it okay? Is it still acceptable?
Yeah, it is acceptable.
Okay. Alright, thank you, brother.
Untuk yang virtual ni kita tak strict sangat lah, tapi for physical distribution of publication punya things, for example you nak tampal-tampal poster ke, once you are in the campus nanti physically, so that physical poster ataupun banner apa semua must get approval from the office first, before you put it up anywhere in the campus lah. For the virtual kind of poster, banner, kita tak ni sangat lah, kita tak strict sangat on that.
Thank you, brother.
Okay.
I beg your pardon, sir. Let's say kalau kita mohon untuk program yang sponsorship kan. Lepas tu kita dah propose and then lulus. Tetapi tiba-tiba lepas kita dah propose and lulus tu, yang nak sponsor tu tarik balik sponsorship. Tu macam mana? Kira cancel terus, ada prosedur dia?
Macam mana you dah buat program, nak buat program, and then ada orang dah menjanjikan sponsor untuk you punya program tu, tiba-tiba dia tarik diri.
Lebih kurang macam tu lah.
Okay, ni saya punya pendapat. First thing adalah bila jadi macam tu, first thing you try tengok sama ada you punya program tu boleh jalan atau tak tanpa sponsorship tu. If you think that you can execute the program even though without any sponsorship, then you can proceed. Tapi if the sponsorship yang tarik diri tu give a huge impact on your program, for example, your program cannot run lah. Biasanya kalau sponsorship tu tarik diri, then you need to cancel your program. To cancel your program, you need to fill in the form change of program form. Kat situ ada ruang untuk cancellation. You need to justify your reason why you cancel your program lah dekat change of program form tu, and then submit to the office for our notification and documentation.
I have a question.
Yes.
Okay. If we want to conduct a movie night, so movie yang kita orang ambil tu contohlah movie daripada YouTube, movie Islam dan memang kat YouTube lah. Kalau kita hantar proposal apa semua, is there any macam halangan ke untuk benda tu dilepaskan ke, ataupun does we need to take precaution punya steps, langkah berjaga?
Kena, pada saya kena ambil langkah berjaga-jaga lah. Itu je lah. Sebab kita tak encourage sangat any movie screening program. But you can submit proposal lah. Tapi based on previous punya practice dan juga precedent case, most of proposal yang ada cadangan untuk movie screening or movie night biasanya kena reject lah. Unless that you can prove that the movie ataupun any video that you screen tu is yang memang available for free. Maknanya tak ada apa-apa implikasi kalau you tayangkan video itu secara public. Okay.
Okay.
I ask a few questions.
Okay, last 2 question. Right.
Regarding to Brother Shamsul about poster, before kita post macam nak promote kita punya program tu, kita kena dapat approval proposal tu lah dulu.
Ya, betul. Macam mana kalau you promote tiba proposal you kena reject dalam spec meeting. Itu je, kita tak nak jadi macam tu. So before start any promotion, you must make sure that your proposal is already being approved by the relevant authority. Tak nak jadi hal-hal macam tu lah. Dah promote macam-macam, contoh ada collection of money kan. Student dah bayar duit ke atau participant dah bayar duit, tiba-tiba proposal you kena reject. Itu akan jadi masalah di kemudian hari lah. So my advice, before you do anything with your program, please make sure that you get the proposal, the approval first.
Next question is, kan tadi Brother ada cakap yang 3 form kena isi untuk esok tu kan? So untuk every program yang lain tu kena isi 3 tu jugalah, compulsory form.
Untuk program yang lain tengok nature of your program lah. Kalau mungkin it is a collaboration punya program, kenalah isi joint program form. Kalau program you contoh macam tak ada invite speaker, you tak perlulah isi application to invite speaker punya form. Form-form yang berkaitan untuk program you. Tapi untuk OSHB form tu dan program proposal form tu memang kenalah untuk setiap program.
OSHB form tu untuk apa yang tadi?
Untuk safety punya isu lah. You cuma ni je copy paste apa yang dah ada dalam proposal, you je. Actually the copy of that OSHB form tu kita akan submit pada OSHB punya unit lah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Dalam links tu, link yang saya provide dalam saya punya presentation tu dah ada semua form yang berkaitan. Okay, any more question? So last question, kalau tak ada, kita boleh tutup acara kita pada petang ni. Anything regarding your task for tomorrow ataupun anything in general. InsyaAllah by maghrib nanti saya akan keluarkan ni lah turutan ataupun giliran untuk presentation tomorrow. Okay, ada apa-apa soalan? So tak ada saya consider tak ada, dan saya harap semua dah isi attendance form. Okay. So kalau tak ada, kita boleh tutup kita punya session pada petang ni dengan bacaan tasbih kafarah dan surah Al-As lah. Okay.
Thank you everyone. See you tomorrow.
Okay, thank you everyone. If you have anything, you can ask in the WhatsApp group.
Thank you, everyone.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you participant.
Thank
Thank you
you.
semua.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much everyone.
Thank you.
Assalamualaikum.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Terima kasih juga pada sekretariat yang dalam menjayakan program pada hari ini. Okay, please wait for your ni giliran nanti dalam WhatsApp group. Okay, thank you. Have a good rest.
Thank you Rozai.
Okay.
Rozai.
Rozai, teks bai'ah tu nanti Rozai bagi siapa
Oh, nak bagi pada siapa?
Bagi pada saya pun boleh, nanti saya forward ke Syamsul.
Okay, saya forward. Samsul.
Syamsul.
Okay, Samsul yang confirm baca ke bai'ah esok?
Ya. Yang hari tu lah. Sebab kita tak sempat nak interview kan.
Okay, boleh. Adik panjang betul rambut adik
Saya tak berkesempatan lagi nak potong.
Panjang sangat tu.
Betul lah, saya ingat plan sebelum degree nanti mungkin mau potong lah kot, dah tak terurus sangat dah ni.
Okey tu.
Tak apalah, degree online.
Luruskan juga mungkin.
Mungkin. Lama sangat duduk kat rumah Rozai.
Kira tu boleh ikat rambut lah lepas ni.
Oh, boleh ikat pun saya.
Okay. Thank you everyone.
Terima kasih Rozai.
Okay, thank you semua.
Alright, Assalamualaikum.
Salam.
Waalaikumsalam.